Okay, Unit 2, Section 1, homework. This is domain and range. So this is the second half of the homework. Okay. All right, 17. I just want to write, for all of these, write the domain and range for each relation. I can't say for each function because they're not all functions, so I had to be correct on that. Anyways, if you forget or have forgotten already, domain is all your x values, range is all your y values. So if I'm looking at 17, I have a bunch of ordered pairs. If you need to, you can label all of these x and y. If it helps, do that. If you don't need to, then don't worry about it. So for my domain, all I'm simply going to do is write every x value without repeating any numbers. Okay. So for domain and range, just be careful, or just be sure not to repeat. You don't have to, because like if I have, 4 15s, I don't have to write 15 4 times. I just write it once, it's included, then I'm good to go. And the only other thing is when I write these, or at least when you're going to see this on a test or anywhere like that, the formal way of writing these is a little fancy bracket like that. And then I can write all my numbers. So I'm going to start over here. I have -2, 0, 2, 3, and look, I have 2 2s. So this would not be a function, but I don't have to write the 2 a second time. It's already there. So I'm just going to close bracket and I'm good to go. And the range, I'm going to do the same thing, but write all the y values. Okay. So I have bracket, I call it a fancy bracket. I don't know the technical name. I probably should look it up. Anyways, so I have 3, 1, -4, -1, and 4. Now, sometimes you'll see these in order from least to greatest. It really doesn't matter, because all you're doing when you write it this way is just saying these numbers are included. So the order makes no sense. It doesn't have to. Like you can definitely put it smallest to largest, largest to smallest, however you want to do it, but it's no difference. All right, 18. Domain range, and look, tables are nice. I like tables because I have all my x's, all my y's. I don't have to circle anything. That it kind of separates it for me. So I simply have to write them out. So domain, I have 3, -1, 0, 2, and oh, I don't need to write that one. I mean, you could, but there's no need to, so let's not do that. Okay, range. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to look ahead of time. So at 5, 0, 1, 2, 3. Nothing repeats. So I just do 5, 0, 1, 2, 3. And that's it. These are kind of easy. A mapping. Again, I have x's in one, y's in another. And since mappings already don't repeat the number, I don't have to even check. So I just got to write it. So I have -3, -1, 2, and 4. Okay, and then y is 0, 4, 7. Or range, I'm sorry. 0, 4, 7. Ooh, maybe you noticed from the first two to this one, I have different colors now. It's crazy. All right, now this is a tricky one. I've had a lot of people ask questions on how to do this one. So let me show you. On 20, I have a bunch of points plotted, and that's it. So it doesn't give me any numbers, but if you remember how to plot points, you can write the numbers for each point, the x and y, and then you have ordered pairs, and you can do what we did on number 1. So I'm going to do that. Or you can even make a table. That might be easier. So look, I'll make a table. I have x, I have y, and I'm going to go ahead and write all these points in this table, and then I have x, y, which gives me domain and range. So I just go from left to right. It really doesn't make a difference. So this one down here is, so if you remember, start from the middle. If I go left, it's negative. If I go down, it's negative. If I go right, it's positive. If I go up, it's positive. Okay? So on here, I go left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's -5. And then down, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, this helps me. I've seen people do this. If it helps, after I write a point out on here, I'm going to cross it off. That way I don't redo or rewrite it by accident. All right, next one. -1, 2, 3. And +2. 0, because I didn't move. And then -1. 1, 2. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe I should have written a little smaller, but that's okay. So now I have domain, range. I just have to write it out. So -5, -3, 0, 1, 4. Oops, that was it. All right, range. Got -4. Oh look, I have 2 2's, so I don't have to repeat those. So 2, -1, 6. And I'm done with that one. So yeah, you can do tables, you can write ordered pairs, you can even make a mapping, however you want to write the points, just so you have the numbers. Okay, 21. I have domain is X, so I'm going to do that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, none of them repeat. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Y. Okay, -5, -3, -1, 0, 2. None of those repeat. So it makes it a little easier. I don't have to worry. So I just write them all down. And I'm done. Now, typically on a test, especially the EOC, that one, stuff like that, questions like that, will never be like the bubble in, because you can't bubble in 5 numbers or 10 numbers, right? So it'll just ask you which one is the correct domain and range, or just domain or just range, right? So it asks you for one or the other or both. It just depends on the question. All right, 22. I have X as domain, Y as range, so go ahead and start my brackets. And if I look through these, this one repeats on the range and this one repeats on the range, so I don't have to write those twice. All right, so domain, they're all different. So -5, -3, 0, 1, 2, and I'm done. Range, I have 3, -2, 1, and that's it, because I don't have to repeat. And look, we're done with this page, which means we're done with this video.